He's not worth anything right now. He's
But
horrible.
Boone says he's a savage, though,
he's horrible.
like the rest of them.
He's horrible.
But
No, didn't he say elite?
he's elite, and a savage elite. It's. Let me ask Danny, because I've said this. Danny,
Yeah.
good teams don't have this problem, do they?
Good teams might have problems. Good coach teams have a lot less problems. It's almost like coaching matters on some level. If a team is coached well, they know what to do at certain moments. And when a team's not coached well, it looks like it's the first time they're playing a game, which is really scary. I mean, like, we got two pros out here who know that they've had different coaches, different managers, and I bet you they can tell you guys that can reach them, that can make changes effectively, and then other guys who were there because they were there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yankees don't look like one of those good ones.
Wait a second. So now we have another guy that is going to point their fingers at Aaron Boone. This is Aaron Boone's
Someone
fault.
has to do it at this point, Errol.
Stop.
It's constant.
Stop.
It's they play bad baseball
Stop.
and lose games they
Stop.
shouldn't.
Baseball is a sport, and Jabba and Nick know this more than anything. You go on the mound, you pitch your game. It has nothing to do with the manager. You go to the plate. Is the manager going to hit for you? No. Joe Torre, he had a load of great talent around him for years. Those lineups, the core of players. You're going to tell me Joe Torre was a great manager? He was the last person that George Steinbrenner wanted to bring in. He didn't even want him there, and he became one of the best managers.
So let's talk about the guy before him, and Buck, who always had the great fundamental defense and the great fundamental base running and the great fundamentals that carried over to that Torrey team, which might not have been Torrey's strength, and then they had that great run. It happened with Buck everywhere, right? Where after he left, because people couldn't take Buck after a while, but they had those intangibles that made them good teams. I don't see that with the Boone teams. The Boone teams make bad base running mistakes. I mean, we can show the video of Vivas getting gunned down by Acuna, where he doesn't even slide in a game that they lost because they made the out at third base on that one.
So now we're going to try to compare a guy like Aaron Boone, who's never managed anywhere else. Remember, he was a sport. He was on ESPN working for Baseball Night, and this guy got a chance. His father his background as a GM.
Yes.
His brother has worked, for different organizations and was a good baseball player. So we're going to blame Aaron Boone, where he has one of the best winning percentages in Yankees history, and we're going to sit here and say, "Oh, Aaron Boone doesn't do this right. He doesn't do that right." There are a lot of managers that don't do things right. There's one of them over there with the Dodgers, and he's won championships.
Aaron Boone is not. He's the manager. He's not necessarily the coach. The coach is the analytical team in New York who make all the decisions. Yes, they make all the decisions. They pull the strings there. Well, he is. I mean, I'm sure he makes some game time decisions, but for the most part, he's getting fed all the analytics from the analytical department, and it all gets streamlined right to him. He has a game plan going into the game, and I'm sure that game plan will deviate throughout as different scenarios happen throughout the game. And I know that he's getting fed information, before he makes a decision on who to bring in and whatnot. They have numbers, they have everything in the book that you can possibly go through. And so, he's going to get beat up in the media because that's his job. He's the manager, so he gets beat up in the media. But at the end of the day, if you were to peel back, the layers, if you will, the people who should be getting beat up in the media are probably the analytical department on who they signed and who they're putting in certain situations. Now, can Aaron Boone make an impact? Of course, he can set the temperature of the locker room. He can go around and give guys confidence and just let them know, Tito did that for me, and there's something about it that you want to play harder for that guy.
And by the way, I'm sorry, Josh is saying that he thinks he's a good manager. I'm sorry to cut you off, Goody. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, he wins. He was in the World Series last year, and he's got one of the best teams in baseball now. So, how can we sit here and say he's a good or bad manager? I mean, he has a winning record.
I have a question for Nick and for Joba.
Joba.
So my question is this. The Yankees pitching staff, right? How many of those pitchers, I mean, just to pick on the Yankees and their manager, how many pitchers have come to the Yankees organization that are currently a team that are worth their weight? Right? Look at the Yankees starting staff, right? It's
Fried,
Rodon.
From where?
From where?
Fried was from San Francisco.
Atlanta.
No, Fried is from
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And Rodon.
Fried. Rodon from San Francisco. Yeah, Fried from Atlanta.
Pirates. Like, what are the Yankees doing with their minor leagues that no one is coming through to be effective? Would it be bad coaching?
That's my point, Dan. Like, I just see a
passion.
lot of mediocrity, Dan. And everyone seems to want to defend Boone. I haven't forgiven him for putting Nestor Cortez in to face Freddie Freeman
and that's
in Game 1 of the World Series.
And that's why you're not a GM, and that's why you're not a coach, buddy.
They lost the game that way. They had Tim Hill to put in, and they went to Nestor, who was cold for a month.
He is high school.
Some guys come up and can handle the pressures in New York. Luis Hill is one of them who can do it. Some guys can do it. Some guys can't. A lot of people, I think, when people come up through the Yankee system and they get traded away and they have success, they find who they are as a Major League Baseball player. Then they can come back to New York as a more mature veteran, if you will, and then be able to handle the New York media and everything outside of baseball. I mean, they do produce good. I mean, there's two guys in the Boston Red Sox bullpen that are everyday pitchers. I mean, Whitlock and Weissert are both homegrown Yankees that are putting together decent seasons, or have put together decent seasons. So it's sometimes you have to get away from New York, and then you'll end up coming back if it's in your cards. But the coaching there isn't bad. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of young players get poached from the Yankees minor league system. Not only players, but coaches as well, because they produce. Same with Cleveland, same with LA. They produce. Like, if you look at the top 5 or 10, whatever, Cleveland, LA, and the Dodgers are the top 3 for minor leagues and producing pitching.